Hello! There's always a first time for everything, so I'm going to experiment with using voiceovers for this video. It's been a while since I've covered any parts of the Undergrowth content for the past 2 years or so, and I've deviated into other games as such. But with that said, I have a duty to fulfill. I promised someone to finish and complete a rework of an old video that discussed the strategy to murder the little black ants on the first day. And hey, maybe it'll help you if you're struggling with cold blood. 4.1 can be often frustrating to newer or inexperienced players who lack the certain ability to be able to multitask, which is very much prevalent in many of the gameplay recordings I've seen throughout several medias. They lack the necessary skills or prerequisite knowledge to be able to overcome the level itself. And from what I've seen, many struggle on the first day of 4.1 on the highest difficulty, where the little black ants rates you immediately on your aphids, which can be a struggle in the beginning, given that your ants are literal living glass cannons. But there is a niche strategy that even you could perform, perchance. That being the little black ants gambit, or the LBA gambit, to which the title already suggests. You can kill the little black ants on the very first day of 4.1 in any difficulty. The recording following this tutorial is on the difficulty of Impossible or Insane for old veterans of the game, and it is recorded in the vanilla gameplay, so it's no new game plus. So even if it works on the highest possible difficulty, then there shouldn't be any problem on the lower difficulties. With that said, let's just get it over with. There are some fundamentals that you'll need to follow in order to achieve this. With any luck, this might not even be necessary, but it's better to be safe than sorry. When I said that fire ants are living glass cannons, this doesn't necessarily mean that they are weak in defense, you just need a lot of them, which is why we'll be exploiting them by using the vigorous type. It's arguably the best option for fire ants since their stats are quite significant in comparison to just saving 4 food in every 1 to 2 minutes. If you didn't know, vigorous fire ants spawns with buffs that last for 2 minutes and is probably the most overpowered stats I've ever seen. It gives 25% to venom and physical resistance while also having faster movement and damage buffs. These are all the steps that you'll need to follow. If you do not need a visual guide, then you're done. If not, follow along. In order to complete it, firstly, select 4.1 or Cold Blood. You can turn on challenge mode and it's actually recommended because fishing spiders are quite insignificant and mostly irrelevant in the level. They just hang around the edges of the map and they aren't gonna do crap to you. As soon as you look to the level, dig to the left at the bottom of your starting nest with your nenetic workers, and disable food gathering and attack. Let the checkered beetle larvae attack your queen and your workers to gather the southern food. And once near the queen, enable attack and get 7 soldiers as soon as possible. You can get food from to dig the left chamber of the nest, near the entrance, or the starting aphids. Prepare and ensure you have 7 soldiers clumped up for assault. You should also disable food gathering, attack, and aphid relocations. We wouldn't want your soldiers to be distracted during the assault. Now this is the trickiest part. This mostly requires RNG and it depends on how fast you dig up the nest and start your assault, and whatever nonsense the game throws at you during the morning phase. Once near the little black ants nest, avoid any confrontation outside and enable attacking once your soldiers enter the nest. If possible, isolate as many attacks on the ants to avoid the little black ants' pheromone attacks, as they confuse and reduces your soldiers' resistance to physical attacks. If nearly all workers and soldiers of the little black ants are gone, charge to the queen. Turning on attack and off can't help but there's a straggler attacking your soldiers from behind, or a worker that recently spawned around the queen. And with that, you've killed the little black ants on the very first day. Now you're free from the shackles of raiding and free reign of the south quarter of the nest, with access to 2 aphid roots. But maybe it didn't. Perchance you got caught off guard when traveling to the little black ants, or your soldiers died in the final moments of the attack. Remember that this guide is merely a gambit. It's not 100% guaranteed that you can kill the little black ants, but your chances of killing the little black ants increases with your skills or your prerequisite knowledge. If that ever happens, you can always restart. Or just do the aphid pacifistic route. It's viable, just not as drilling. There are many guides online, you can just search them online. If there are any clarifications, leave them down below in the comments section, and I'll include it in the frequently asked questions show. With this being done, farewell.